Hi, you've reached What's on Scott's Mind, the next to the last one for August 2026. So I had to think about that for a second. I had to remember what day it was. Um, anyway, uh, focusing on trying to get several items done. In fact, let me start my work computer. But over the weekend, I started thinking a little bit about kind of some things that I hadn't really dived into in the past. One of the things was, the fact that once a company or an organization establishes their debt framework and they understand the debts, they're actually able to do easier and simpler migrations, things like that. So it's a um, it's a process that is a lot more than simply why did your AI project fail, which was the original intent of writing the four debts was that. But now that I think about it, I've expanded it quite a bit, and it's going to continue to be um, easy to get to, right? It's simpler to use, but it also helps organizations as they consider the component pieces of what has to happen. So that's good, right? That's kind of where I am with that, and I'm really proud of that. Not because I wrote it, although I am proud of writing it. It's more I'm proud of it because it's really a framework that helps organizations evaluate what it is that they're doing and how are they doing it. Reaching across my screen there. Sorry about that. Leaning forward a little bit, trying to get to my iPad that's behind my phone. So couple of other things. The other thing is, and that was what I blogged about today. The concept is important to me, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot. The other thing I was thinking about today was the issue of data centers, and there are a couple of things that we have to worry about with data centers, right? One is water, one is power, and the other is simply, that they take up space. Um, and they also have to be cooled. One of the things that I've been thinking about is, ways to utilize the data center, right? In the UK, they have data centers that pump the liquid that is heated into the homes in the neighborhood around the data center. Well, that got me thinking yesterday. I'm kind of, noodling in my head a little bit about what could you do? And one of the things I realized is you could dig down to the bedrock, build the data center, and then cover it with dirt. Make it so that there's an easy entrance to it, so you can move large objects in and out. Many years ago, I was working with a friend of mine who was carrying a chainsaw into a building for the express purpose of cutting up an old System 36 mainframe that was too big. The building had been built around it, and they had to cut it up into pieces to get it out of the building. So you want to have enough space that computers are the future, right? Although if you think my first cell phone was yay big, right? It was a flip phone. It was pretty big, and now I have a phone this big and this big, but I can do 300 times more things than I could with that first phone. The first phone was call, and that was it, and call on CDMA, so it was frequently not a great connection. I lost connections frequently. So anyway, all of those things considered, right? That was what the evolution was. So, build the data center underground, make an easy entrance to it, make it a hillside community, and put houses up on top, right? Build houses in a couple of streets, right? Use the liquid from the data center to go up to the houses in the winter. In the summer, just push it out, right? Push it out into a cooling underwater cooling area, and recycle that water, reuse it over and over, right? Because you won't have as much respiration or evaporation of that water because it's going to be underground. The other advantage is, by the way, the further you go underground, the cooler it is, and because it's cooler, you don't have to dissipate as much heat, right? So there's a number of things that we can do with that. I do also want to have that concept of a solar array and a wind turbine available for that data center, because those things will offset the power grid dependencies and also reduce if we reduce the heating and cooling, we're going to reduce the power requirements. Now, that does not reduce the power requirements of GPUs and other technology pieces that are deployed, but it does reduce overall some of the electrical requirements. So kind of what I've been thinking about, and I kind of have those, days where my brain just kind of wanders off while I'm walking. So that's what I was thinking about this weekend. That's what's on Scott's mind. Data centers underground.